Now let's review a question we have from our independent practice. Two seventh graders, Ian and Kira, are excited for the science fair. To prepare, they have to collect data from their fellow seventh graders. Ian's question: how many hours of TV do you watch per week? Kira's question: how many months are in a year? One of the questions from above is a statistical question and one is not. Which is a statistical question and why? So before we can answer this question, we need to go back and review Ian and Kira's questions individually. So let's start with Ian's question. Remember, they are going to ask the entire seventh grade, so they're fellow seventh graders. So they're going to get a lot of answers. So let's look at Ian's question. Ian's question was, how many hours of TV do you watch per week? So when he asked that question, Ian is going to get multiple answers. Please excuse my writing. Multiple answers, and they're all going to be different. They're going to be different because each seventh grader is going to watch a different amount of hours of television. They're not all going to watch the same amount of hours of TV. Now let's take a look at Kira's question. How many months are in a year? So when Kira asked this question, she should get the same answer, which is 12. Every single seventh grader should say that there are 12 months in a year. So even though Kira is going to get multiple answers, all of her answers are going to be the same. And if we remember from the original video we watched, we know that in order for a question to be statistical, it has to have both multiple and different responses to a question. They can't all have the same answer. And since they're asking the seventh graders, their fellow seventh graders, they're going to get a large group of responses. So when we go down to our question here, when it's asking us, hey, whose question is statistical or not, we're going to have to say that Ian's question is statistical. So we see that Ian's question is statistical because he will receive multiple and different responses. So when we go back and review, remember, the answers to a statistical question have to be multiple and they have to be different. So that's why Ian's question was the one that is going to be statistical.